Hi Stampin' friends, and today I'm going to do a live for you. I have 3 cards. They are using the Tasteful Labels and Tasteful Touches set. I hope you like them. One is masculine, and then there are 2 kind of, I would consider feminine type cards. And gosh, it's popped up something. There we go. It should be a lot of fun to play with this set. I should apologize because I told Vicki that I was going to use the ferns, and I did not use them. I did, however, I'm going to be using the gold hoops. You'll be able to see those tonight. That is from the Forever Greenery set. I'm actually going to use that for our class. So I think that should be fun to be able to use that for class. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let's see here. Hi Stampin' friends. Tonight I'm going to do a video for you using the Tasteful Labels dies and the Tasteful Touches stamp set. This is the stamp set. It has several cute sentiments, a flower, and some things that I'm going to use to make a background here in a little bit. And the dies, there are a ton of little dies in this set. There's 2 cute circles, and there are several different shapes. Let's see if I can try to show you those. There we are. So those are a lot of fun to work with, and I hope that you will enjoy seeing them. The set that I am talking about is on page 124, or I guess it technically does start a little earlier. Starts on 122. It's the In Good Taste suite. And I think there are a lot of ways to use this set. So the first thing I'm going to show you is some of the designer series paper and some blue. So let's see here if we can get that kind of a little bit straighter. This is the new Misty Moonlight, and I used the Good Things Are Better With You sentiment, cut it out with this nice little label here. And then these gold foil pieces are cut with dies from the Celebrate Sunflower set. So I cut those out with gold foil. This is the denim ribbon. And this is the In Good Taste Designer Series specialty paper. It has kind of like some tile on the back side, and then this side is like a nice tweed. You can see that pretty new blue color. It's so nice. So what I'm going to show you with this real quick is, I'm going to find my dimensionals because I do need those. Here we are. I'm going to put one of those in each corner, and since it's designer series paper, I'm going to put one in the middle to give it a little more height because it's not quite as thick as cardstock. There we go. And then I'm just going to try to get it centered neatly. Oh, not so much there. Let's get that scooched over just a bit. Sorry. There we go. I should go ahead and stick these down every time because I always pull it up and put it back down and pull it up and put it back down. Seems like every time. Okay, so now that I've got that on there, I'm just going to put my little ribbon here kind of over to the side. I put some snail under it. And I'm going to put a little bit of this. This has kind of got a herringbone pattern to it. And I'm just going to dovetail the, oh no, actually I was going to tear it. That's what I was wanting to show you. In order to tear it and make it look neat and kind of cool, I don't want to show, let's see, I'll tear this in. I don't want the white to show. That's what happens if you tear up. So I only want the tear edge to show. I don't want a bunch of white. So I'm tearing under it. So you can see there, I tore it but there's not a lot of white showing. I'm gonna stick that down. This is kind of a case of the catalog because I did like how it looked, but they had used the blue, and because I used the very vanilla for my sentiment and everything, the blue with the white from the paper was not exactly what I wanted it to look like. Okay, so there is that. I think I'm gonna scooch it down just a wee bit if I can. Oh, and I think I can. Let's see, tear it just a little over. There we go. Well, this straighter underneath it first. There we are. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. There's that. A little bit right there. There we are. Then I'm just going to pop this up again on some dimensionals. And I don't want to get too close to the edge because I'm going to put these gold branches in. And so if I get too much going on, then I might not be able to scooch my branches in there. Okay, so the good things in life are better with you. Oh, I've got it a little bit to the right. Scooch it over just a little. Okay. And then I just want to put these in there. I'm going to kind of arrange them first. I'm going to try to imagine how I want them to look. Like that. And then some down here. Like that. And then maybe like that. I think I may like this down here and this over here. Okay. I wanted to show you one other thing about this. It comes with, where did I put it? Nobody knows. Well, it comes with a really cute die that cuts this length. Can you see? Yeah, you can see that. Cuts this length of stitched banner. And then, of course, I slid it around to the other end so that I could make it a little bit shorter because I didn't want quite such a long banner on this card. So then, just put it right here in the corner because I thought it would make a cute happy anniversary card for my husband. It's so funny, I have to make him so many cards in June because it's his birthday, it's Father's Day, it's our anniversary, so yeah, we get kind of busy in June with making cards. So put that one there, a little under this side, just to kind of, whoops, can I scooch it in there? I don't know, there we go. Okay. On this side, well, there we are. Try to get that right up in there. Okay, so there we go. And then you can see here the finished result. It's a really simple card, but I think it has a lot of nice textures. So that's a way to use this set for a lot of masculine uses. So hope you enjoyed it. Then I wanted to show you a dream catcher that I made, and I will post the instructions that I used. Hi, Marlene. That I used to make this dream catcher. You know, they have that kind of funny look because you have to, when you start on a new one, you end up with a knot down at the bottom. And then I wanted to show also that I used the feathers from this set instead of, this is the one I was telling you kind of goes with the Forever Greenery. But I like to add these feathers to kind of just give it a little more oomph. And then I did a fray of this ribbon. This is also the ribbon that goes with the green, the Forever Greenery. And I frayed the edge and tied it kind of like you tie a tassel. So let's see if you can see that. There we go. So I did that in the middle, and then I did a loop over, much like the one in the catalog, for the rest of the ribbons. So there's two on each side, of the center tassel. Okay, so I did that, and then I added the feathers, and you can see that these feathers are smaller than the feather stamp. So it's this big. Oh, hi Marilyn, how are you? I'm glad to see you. I wanted to show you how I did that because it's so simple, but it really will give you more use out of this stamp set. So for the smaller ones, I took it back to about right here, and for the larger one, I took it back to about here. But it's so simple. All you do is you just, as you're cutting it out, just cut in there and then leave the, I guess, what do you call that of a feather? Like the bone part of the feather or the stiff part. Then you leave that in there and then just kind of cut like this. Of course, you know how to make it look jagged along the bottom. And then what I did to do even more is I cut up the edges on these. And then, let's see, I'm trying to put it up where you can see it. This is the new, what do you call that? Kind of the old world background. So I think you're supposed to put this side up because it's supposed to look like handmade paper. But I prefer this side for a lot of uses because you can, it just kind of looks like a texture rather than this is like all bumpy. So I liked that. So what I would do if I was, when I'm ready to make this into a card, is I would just put this around here, and I'd be sure and tell the person who is going to receive the card exactly how to do it. And then I would just attach it on here to like a beige or white base to put the card on, and then add my sentiment. But with this, was really simple for me. I don't know if you can see the Wink of Stella. It is so funny to me how hard it is to see Wink of Stella on here. But I went over it with Wink of Stella, and then I went up each individual, just kind of as much as I could stand to make the feather look more real. And then after I was finished, I just kind of bumped them up like you can imagine doing, just to kind of give it a little more texture even. So there is, yes, you can see a ton of texture on this card. And this took me a while, but it was actually surprisingly easy to make this. This was using the gold cord that we have in the catalog. It comes with the green as well. And these gold hoops can also be used, if this is just way too much work for you, these gold hoops can be used to make like a wreath and various other little things too. I just wanted to try one of these to see if I could manage it. And it was a little difficult, I admit, and you can see that it's probably not the best one of these you've ever seen, but it's so tiny, so it was a lot of fun to use. Okay, so that's the second thing. And now I'm going to show you just a little bit of stamping with this set. So the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of show you what we're going for. This is Calypso Coral and Black, and so Saffron, Mint Macaron, Sahara Sand for the feather, and then this was stamped in, of course, Memento Black and colored with the blends, both light and dark Calypso Coral, and then the center is the Dark Daffodil Delight. So I also did it this way because I thought both of these are part of that set as well. And I think it really pops it to have three places, three kinds of black. And some black, kind of black satin or black sparkly ribbon would look really pretty with this as well, I think. So I'm just going to show you how easy it is to stamp this real quick. This up here out of the way so I don't accidentally get it messy. So what I've done here, this is just a normal card front, a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 black, and a piece of 3 3/4 by 5 Whisper White. So I used, with a Calypso Coral, this pattern, which is just kind of a little, well, I guess they're squares. They kind of look like diamonds when you turn them like this, but it's kind of squares. And then with the Mint Macaron, I used was kind of trying to go for like a Southwest look. I used this kind of branch look. So I started with that one and just kind of want to put it in at least 3 places. Oops, and I got it on my hand a little bit. I have to watch me. Then let's do the Calypso Coral. And it doesn't really matter where you put it. It's just kind of whatever seems like it'll look cute. I'm going to close those up and get them out of the way. And this would be a great one to do a one-sheet wonder of. I'm sure you guys have done those before, but this would be a lot of fun. You know, a million different colors would be great. And then, you know, the more you make of this, the more little one-sheet wonders you would have when you're finished. So down there, and maybe one up here like this. Okay, and that was pretty simple. And then now I'm ready for the So Saffron. And I'm gonna use this big piece here. It's kind of a, I don't know what you'd call it, kind of a filigree kind of a look, but it's really tiny. Some there, maybe there. I don't know if I'm trying to decide if I want to go over some of them, because I think it kind of adds a little more as you add more texture and more color. Okay, so then at that point, I would want to consider adding some, hold on just one second, spin it around if I can get to it. Some mint macaron ribbon, or I think the new Just Jade. I think it looks really good with mint macaron. I don't know if you like it, but I think it looks really, it is just a deeper shade of mint macaron to me. So let's see if I can get it cut. Yeah. So I'm gonna have that available, because I can put it, you know, this is one of those things where there's 100 ways you can put this on here too. But I think I might like 2 pieces. Where did I end up with that? Here we go. Here we are. And then I'm just going to pop this up on dimensionals. If I can find them. I guess I can use the small ones, it'll be fine. Here and here. And here and here. Go. And then put that just kind of centered into the black. And then mount this on here with my snail. Now next week on Friday, we will not have a Facebook Live. On Wednesday, we will not have Warm Wednesday, and on Saturday, we will not have our typical Saturday pajama party, because next week on Friday, those who are doing either Hostess Appreciation or Customer Appreciation Open House, on Friday, you will come by and pick up your make and take if you're doing the Customer Appreciation, or if you're doing the Hostess Appreciation, you'll get your make and take and your food for brunch. And so we'll be doing that next weekend, and so I won't be doing lives because I have other things going on. So anyway, but 7 o'clock will be the time next week for our open house, and everyone's welcome, demonstrators, non-demonstrators, you know, everyone. And I will be sure and tell you about that again as well, of course. But then on Friday night at 7, that's when you'll come by and get your make and take, so that we can participate in a little Zoom meeting while we do it. Okay, so imagine where this goes. I'm not going to set it down yet so that I can add my ribbons. I'm going to kind of imagine here first. Oops, I think I just pushed it down. Oops. Okay, so imagine where that might be. And then imagine this little guy on there. Where will I want that? I think like that. Okay. So then I'm just gonna get a glue dot. Here they are. Tuck them under. There we go. Whoops, yeah. And then I'll just tuck it under the other side. That one a little bit close. And here. Get them a little more even. There we are. Then I'm just going to stick this down. And I kind of like that, just saying hello. I think that's a good one to have when you're just wanting to send a card for whatever reason and maybe not necessarily want to be all that talkative, just kind of thinking, just let someone know that you're thinking of them. I'm trying to decide if I want to put this perhaps up on 2 dimensionals. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that just so that it really pops out. Now I did work with this. I kind of pushed it up like this on the edges just to kind of give it some more pop. And this is another one that I put Wink of Stella all over when I was finished. So there. And a little bit more. Oh dear, having a time. There we are. Those all finished, and then I'm just going to stick it right here on the edge, kind of give it a little tilt. And I just noticed that I have a little bit of white right in there where I was trying to cut it out. So you know when you have that, sometimes you can always just take a black marker and probably on the brush end, just so that you're sure that you get it, and you can just kind of fill that spot wherever you see little bits of white when you're finished, either from cutting it out or maybe you've just kind of nicked it a little bit with something. You can just put that along the edge and it really neatens up the way that your cutout piece looks, because this one has a lot of die cuts with it, but it doesn't have a die cut to cut out the pretty flower. So I think that's all I have for you this week. So if you're interested in seeing more about these cards, the hoops are on page, let me see here, 108. That's the hoop that I used to make the dream catcher. And Tasteful Touches, both the paper and the stamp set and dies, are on 124. So I appreciate you all stopping in. I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope to see you next weekend for our Hostess Appreciation or for our Customer Appreciation Open House for the new catalog celebration. So have a great weekend. Bye-bye.